Welcome everybody. Today we are in Pennsylvania and we are doing the filming locations for Night of the Living Dead, the 1968 movie Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero. Alright, so here's some fun facts. The original idea was an alien comedy, but George A. Romero was heavily inspired by I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, the apocalyptic novel I Am Legend. It is zombies. It is not mutant vampires, but it is heavily inspired by the novel. Night of the Living Dead is in public domain because of an error in the credits. They originally wanted to use the name Night of the Flesh Eaters, but threatened with a lawsuit, so the title was changed to Night of the Living Dead. But the copyright notice were not added to the opening titles or to the credits, which now it's public domain. Alright, the movie was made for $140,000. It grossed over $30 million. Alright, some other fun facts. Since it was gonna be filmed in black and white, the makeup crew was not worried about making things look red. So they used red ink and chocolate sauce. So in the scene where the zombies are eating the body in the burnt out truck, it was actually roast ham covered in chocolate sauce, which the makeup crew said that was a waste of time because after they were done eating the roast beef and chocolate sauce, they looked green and pale anyway. Alright, after the long title sequence of driving down the windy roads, we have made it to Evans City Cemetery. This is a really sharp turn, and we knew it was coming up, and we still shot past it anyway. Had to turn around and come back for it. So now we are here to begin our filming locations. Hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of trivia here. So let's get going. Alright, so the cemetery entrance will be coming up here on the right. We filmed a lot of this driving time because it was in the title sequence. We weren't sure exactly what turns and stuff were in the movie. We didn't really line up anything, just recorded a lot, which I might have edited out for time because it's not that exciting. But coming up here on the right is the entrance to the cemetery where the fun begins. So George A. Romero is known for popularizing the zombie genre. He reimagined it, took it from the voodoo zombies who would bring people back from the dead and they would serve their master, to brainless, cannibalistic zombies that we pretty much know today through zombie movies. Some of the rules that Romero made for the zombie genre is the zombies can think and evolve. The zombies don't run, they shuffle and stumble. And the zombies don't die until their head is destroyed. Alright, so we have made it to Night of the Living Dead filming location.
They ought to make the day the time changes, the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
A lot of good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this?
Alright, so after they drive around the cemetery, they pull up here and park pretty much in front of this building. The beginning scene of the cemetery scene is here, and one of the end scenes here where the zombie attacks the car with a rock. And Barbara finds out that Johnny still had the keys, so she has to put the car in neutral and roll down the hill.
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
I did not realize my GoPro was in the wrong camera setting here, so yeah, We're gonna use some of this footage anyways. Put the wide lens on. I'm gonna take a little look inside here. All right, so this might be a little repetitive because I did do some B-roll here, but here's the back of the Blair grave and where Johnny's dad was buried, and also the other tombstone from when Barbara was getting attacked. But anyways, here is the backside of the tombstone of their father.
I wonder what happened to the one from last year. Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish. You can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one.
Alright, so this was a clever scene of Johnny putting back on his driving gloves. It's starting to thunder. Looks like a storm's gonna roll in. So, Johnny puts on his driving gloves. And this was a clever
praying's
little
for
thing,
church,
so
huh?
you would recognize Johnny later in the movie
I haven't
when he
seen
makes
you in
his
church
reappearance as
Well.
one of the living dead.
There's not much sense in my going to church.
We did run into a couple more George A. Romero fans here at the cemetery, so it's a very popular location.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny! Oh! No! No! Johnny! Help
All right, so here is the infamous Barbara tombstone, where she cowers behind it, scared about the zombie that is coming and attacking Johnny. And Johnny falls and hits his head. All right, so here is the front side of the Blair and Cole grave, where Johnny's father tombstone was. Over here and attack Leah waiting in the car and get her out.
Can I help you?
I was gonna break your window.
Oh, all right. Okay, bye.
Welcome everybody, Chris here, and Leah. We have made it to the Evans City Cemetery where Night of the Living Dead was filmed. right by the "They're Coming for You, Barbara" scene, and where the brother met his demise here by the zombie. And we got Father's grave over this way by Blair. So he'd be the Cole tombstone over here. And then you see the Blair in the shot. Very cool. And then we had the car parked down there by the little temple ceremony thing building at the end there, where the zombie picks up the brick and smashes the window.
They're very strong.
Very strong, very strong. And I'll show you a couple more things before we get out of here. So,
Very scared. Afraid.
afraid?
Mouth breathers everywhere.
There's a zombie walking down. Where is it? Do you see him? The landscaper's finally done cutting. Figures we come on the day that landscaping's cutting. All right, so then here is where he falls down and hits his head. Now you might be asking yourself, why was he putting on driving gloves while he was out here? Well, from what I heard watching some of the videos, was that they wanted you to know when he comes back later in the movie which zombie he is, so you can identify him with his driving gloves. So Leah's got her little ghosty here in front of Nicholas Kramer. And there was already 2 Night of the Living Dead fans out here visiting these locations. So, very cool. All right, so this is the beginning of our spooky, what do we call it? And there's the lawnmower again. All right, so we are on our way to New England to film a whole bunch of spooktacular adventures. And I hope you guys come along with us. Patent pending. So, Night of the Living Dead. We're going to do some Dawn of the Dead stuff. I'm not going into great detail of all the filming locations because we got to get to Drums, Pennsylvania tonight, which is like 4 hours away.
Fun.
But we also do a Kevin Smith movie while we're out here too, since the mall is
That
also in Zach.
Mary. Yeah, her too.
Mary.
That one. Yep.
Mary. Makes a porno.
Ooh.
So, all right, moving on to the next location. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna film where they rolled the car back and where she hit the tree, because when she started rolling, she went down the hill and then turned the corner. But from what I understood is they brought the car back up the hill further and she hit one of the trees up higher on the hill. So they rolled, she went around the corner, and then they brought the car back up and let it roll. And supposedly she hit a tree back that way. So when they initially come in here, they loop all the way around. They drive right past where they needed to go. They go all the way around the whole cemetery and loop back and park by that building there. So they took a long way to get to it because that's right by the entrance. So anyways, all right, we're gonna go loop back around and maybe try to find out where she crashed the car. All right, so when she crashed into the tree, they brought the car back up here and she hit one of the trees over this way. All right, so here's a little bit of interesting trivia. Russell Stern's mother owned Barbara and Johnny's car. So that would be the actor that played Johnny. That was his mom's car. In the cemetery scenes, they were shot over 2 days. Someone ran into it during a break-in filming, leaving a dent visible on camera. So George A. Romero rewrote the scene so that the car would come to a stop after hitting a tree. All right, so the car was parked up there when the zombie broke the glass. She didn't have the keys because Johnny had the keys. So she puts the car in neutral and rolls it back down around the corner. And like I was saying, I think they brought the car back up and brought it down that part of the hill into one of the trees up there. So I'm gonna get a couple more shots, a couple more angles here where the car was.
Velvet and somebody.
It's Velda and Veneer.
Oh.
All right, so now we are at the bridge from Night of the Living Dead. So they would have been hanging out over here. And there used to be a little more to this bridge, but this is the place. I believe the shot was something like that. Yeah, it's not a scary bridge there at all. Get a little closer look at the bridge. Guy down there with his dog. So they all would have been hanging out here at this corner. All right, so right down the street from the bridge is the house. This is a totally new house. I would assume this is all private driveway because I haven't seen anyone actually go much further down here. Got a car with like a farmer guy talking to somebody. I am not risking going down there and getting yelled at, but so anyways. So that would have been the house from Night of the Living Dead location, because the house was torn down. And then the basement scenes were filmed in below George Romero's office in the city, I believe, in the basement. And the Dawn of the Dead scenes were filmed on the same roof. If I got my buildings correct, I'm probably not going to go to those locations, but so this would be where she hid out. I'm going to move down here where the zombies were walking across the field. They're out there. They got some pumpkins growing. So I believe it would be this field across from it that the zombies were walking across. The mountains look really cool, really nice. Since I'm from Illinois, I'm a flatlander, so I'm amazed by a lot of little mountains, hills. It doesn't reach mountain status yet. First cute little decorated town here. I believe this is Evans City, right? That's what that sign says. So this is right by the Evans Cemetery, which is a little bit further down this road. So Evans City gift shop. They have like a huge pumpkin, I believe. Nope, we already passed it. Never mind. But they had a huge inflatable.